13 black trash bags, a deserted road far from the city. Inside each bag, a dismembered human body part. The organs were gone. Heart, kidneys, tongue missing. One piece of the body was never found. This isn't a horror movie. It's real. And it happened in one of the most disturbing murder cases America has ever seen. The victim? A 24-year-old woman who vanished after a Tinder date. She did everything right, told her friends where she was going, shared the profile of the person she was meeting, even double-checked. It'll just be the two of us, right? But no amount of caution could stop what was waiting. A self-proclaimed vampire and a delusional witch ready to kill in the name of power. And the woman caught in their trap was Sydney Loofe. Sydney Loofe, born on August 21, 1993, in Broken Bow, Nebraska, was a kind girl who loved animals, sports, and her cat Mimsy. She lived independently in Lincoln and worked at a hardware store. Like many young people, Sydney was looking for a romantic connection through Tinder. On November 11, 2017, she matched with a woman named Aubrey Kane. Their first date went well, so they planned a second one for the next night. Before heading out on November 15th, Sydney sent a Snapchat selfie with the caption, "Ready for my date." That evening, she was picked up and driven to Wilbur, Nebraska. After that, she vanished. The next morning, Sydney didn't show up to work. She didn't text her mom back. Her car was still at home. Her purse, glasses, and beloved cat Mimsy were all untouched. Her friends and family knew immediately something was wrong. The next day, her mother reported her missing.
Thank you for all of your prayers, and in my opinion, someone knows something. Please do the right thing.
Her loved ones quickly raised the alarm, posting online in hopes of finding her. Police quickly zeroed in on two suspects, 23-year-old Bailey Boswell and her 51-year-old partner, Aubrey Trail. The two lived together and were immediately considered key persons of interest in the case. To track Bailey down, police got help from one of Sydney's friends. Before the date, Sydney had shown her a photo of the girl she was going to meet to her best friend, Brooklyn McChrystal. After Sydney went missing, Brooklyn took action. She set up a fake Tinder profile and started swiping through profiles to find the woman believed to have picked up Loofe that night, matched with her, got her number, and passed it on to the police. Police called Bailey. She claimed she'd dropped Sydney off at a friend's house after the date, but she didn't know the address or the friend's name. It was a lie. Also, the number Bailey had used to text Sydney was fake, generated from a texting app. But detectives traced the app to Bailey's real number, then to her. Her alias, Aubrey Kane, crumbled. Within 2 days, Saline County Police traced Sydney's phone to an apartment in Wilbur, the last place it had pinged. They conducted a welfare check at the apartment, but no one answered. Using the landlord's key, officers entered and were shocked with a very strong smell of bleach. The landlord said that their son noticed the distinct smell in the late hours of the 15th, and it was strange for Aubrey and Bailey to turn on an air conditioner in the cold month of November. On November 28th, Bailey and Aubrey were officially named persons of interest. In response, the couple went live on Facebook, defending themselves and insisting they had nothing to do with Sydney's disappearance. Bailey told about the dates.
I met her on a Tuesday. We drove around Lincoln, smoked weed, had a great time. We hit it off. I dropped her off at home, picked her up the next night at her house. We drove around, smoked weed again, made our way to my house where we smoked wax and shatter, and I gave her a 1/4 ounce of some really good weed. I went to take her home, and she asked me to drop her off at a friend's house, so I did so. I gave her my number. We were planning to go to the casino that weekend. I haven't heard from her since. I really don't even know what else to say. I've been seeing all this stuff on the news presses and the magazines and the news, and
Aubrey complained that they'd been unfairly attacked by the media and that it was time to share their side of the story.
Morning, Lincoln and Omaha and probably several other places. This is Aubrey Trail and this is Bailey Boswell. I guess y'all also know her as Audrey. But we've spent the last few days watching ourselves being slammed and crucified in the newspapers and the news and everything else, so we thought it was time we had our say. We're not trying to defend anything. We're not trying to make you believe anything. We just feel we should get to say our side since everyone else gets to say theirs.
And here we go again, blaming the cops, denying everything, and proudly pretending he's been helping all along.
The Lincoln Police Department apparently wants everyone to believe that we're hiding, that we haven't talked to them, that we're avoiding them. Actually, we've spoken to the Lincoln Police Department a couple of times. We also, through my attorney, Doug Mertz in Falls City, Nebraska, please verify, we both wrote long statements and sent to the Lincoln Police Department telling them everything we know. They're telling you that they have all these leads, that Sydney was last seen in Wilbur and such. What they're not telling you is that we are the two people who gave them all these leads. As far as I know, I'm not wanted for anything. I'm a person of interest, and I'm not really running from anything. I mean, naturally, I can't go home now because my house has been swarmed, searched, and I'm being looked for. And I assume that I have a warrant out of state somewhere now, so that kind of cancels that out. So this has pretty much cost me my life, and I appreciate that from the Lincoln Police Department and the FBI and all those other agencies.
And next, another emotional performance, full of drama from Aubrey and Bailey.
I guess I just want the family to know that I'm truly sorry and I didn't have anything to do with this, and I hope that Sydney is found very soon. She is a sweet, amazing girl. I don't know. Babe, do you have anything else to say?
I pray for Sydney. I hope she's found soon. I wish the family the best. I'm sorry that she wasn't with you on Thanksgiving. And that's pretty much all I can say for now.
For the second time, Aubrey Trail appeared in a now-deleted Facebook video, insisting that he and Bailey had nothing to do with Sydney Loofe's disappearance.
I've been watching all day. I just watched the news. That's why I'm making this. First thing I want to clarify is the news just reported that our contact with the police in Lincoln never took place. Well, let me assure you that it did. So if we're going to talk, let's try to get it straight. I mean, the police can say or do what they want, as I can, so you'll believe what you believe. But I've been watching a lot of posts and comments today. So far today, from the comments, we have apparently murdered this lady. We have apparently put her into human trafficking and sold her. And not only did we do that, we used the money. We went to the casino that weekend and used the money that we sold her for. Bailey didn't drop her at a friend's house. She dropped her off at her drug dealer's house, Bailey's, according to the comments you guys are making. Because I've never made an excuse for anything I've done in my life. I do what I do. Be it, if I'm a thief, I'm a thief. But I'd be goddamned, I've never killed anyone in my life. I've never hurt a female in my life. So take that for whatever the hell it's worth. And oh yeah, thanks for the comment about I'm not very intelligent and I'm stupid and all this. Appreciate that. But your opinion is your opinion. You know, think what you want, do what you want. The officers in this investigation have the people of Wilbur scared to death. They don't understand. They didn't know that people like us were living next to them. What the hell is people like us? People with criminal histories? Did you check my criminal history? Forgery, bad checks, theft. That's it. I mean, not saying I'm a nice guy. I'm a crook. I'm a thief. Have been all my life. Okay? But I'm not what you're trying to make me out to be. I'll be goddamned if I'm going to stand here and be accused of doing something to someone. You pretty much blatantly said that we murdered this girl. You blatantly said that we've sold her into some kind of trafficking. This is just, it's ridiculous. It's ludicrous.
2 days after that, police arrested them in a Missouri motel on unrelated fraud charges. But they found that the couple possessed maps, sleeping bags, and hiking shoes that appeared to have been part of their plan to escape to Mexico. And then, on December 4th and 5th, The tragedy became unmistakable. The search team eventually found Loofe's severed remains on December 4th and 5th. Her remains, along with sex toys, clothes, and other belongings, were packed into several large black trash bags and left along a quiet gravel road north of Edgar, Nebraska, about an hour west of Wilbur. Her identity was confirmed almost immediately by the tattoo on the arm. She had been cut into 14 pieces. Only 13 were recovered. The missing part, her upper left arm, from elbow to shoulder. The autopsy revealed all of her major organs, her heart, kidneys, and tongue, had been removed. 3 months later, Sydney's slit bra and the shirt seen in her last Snapchat image were found. Why did they do this to Sydney Loofe? She was just a kind, ordinary girl, out on a date. She didn't deserve this. She wasn't looking for danger. So why her? And what came next were the most bizarre and chilling details of the case. On June 11th, 2018, Bailey and Aubrey were charged with murder in the first degree and improper disposal of human remains. Aubrey gave multiple conflicting confessions. At times, he admitted to the murder and said he wanted the death penalty. Other times, he claimed Sydney died after their third date, or that it was a sexual accident during choking.
There was lots of violent sex involved. There was strangulation involved. It was not supposed to go as far as it did, but it did.
Then he denied all sexual elements and insisted it was just an accident. Surveillance footage began to expose the truth, and the timeline proved this wasn't a spontaneous act. The first bit shows Bailey and Aubrey checked into a Lincoln hotel on the 14th of November, before the first date with Sydney. In the next morning, the couple was seen at Home Depot buying knives, drop cloths, and hacksaws. Also, prosecutors proved that they bought trash bags and cleaning supplies at Dollar General hours before the murder of Sydney. Shortly after, cell tower data for both suspects' phones show that they were waiting near Loofe's residence before she went to work, and they appear to have followed Loofe to Menards. At Menards, the very place where Sydney worked, Aubrey was captured on CCTV entering the store 4 minutes after Sydney entered the same door, and the two cross paths. Aubrey was seen glancing over his shoulder, directly at her. And then at the store, he purchased an air freshener, cotton cord, Drano, protein bars, a thermometer, and lighters. And while Sydney was working, at 12 p.m., the Aardvark Antique Mall in Lincoln, the pair purchased a weed cutter, a folding saw, and food grinders. Surveillance footage also showed the pair bought Clorox bleach, trash bags, and a tree saw before and after Sydney's disappearance. Store staff later confirmed the barcodes matched those on items found with her remains, and receipts showed they also purchased Drano and a trash bin the next day. After these purchases, data from cell towers show the pair's phones traveling to and from the area where Loofe's body remains were found. Everything had a timestamp. Every move, every item, every lie. This wasn't chaotic. It was calculated. And just when you think this case couldn't possibly get more twisted, it takes a turn straight into madness. Because apparently, this wasn't just about murder. It was about supernatural powers, vampires, and a sex cult built on fear, fantasy, and control. Aubrey claimed that he didn't just see himself as a manipulator. He believed, truly believed, that he was the leader of a secretive cult, a self-declared vampire with special abilities, and he demanded that the young women around him call him by one name only: Daddy. His partner, Bailey Boswell, wasn't just along for the ride. She was elevated to the role of Queen Witch. That's what she was called in the group. That's how she was listed in Aubrey's letters. And in her phone, police found something that chilled even seasoned investigators: a list of more than a dozen women, each assigned a bizarre power. Labels like healer, sees danger, can transform. It sounded like a twisted RPG game, only this one was real and deadly. One anonymous witness testified that Bailey had lured her in via Tinder in the summer of 2017, promising her $200 a week in spending money, taking her shopping, buying her clothes and makeup, all while slowly pulling her into the cult. And once she was in, the rules changed. According to her testimony, Aubrey believed that torturing and killing someone during a full moon could grant the group real magical powers. He wasn't being ironic. He believed it. Completely. Another woman said Aubrey threatened to murder her entire family if she ever said a word. He even bragged that Sydney wasn't his first victim. And as unthinkable as all of that was, things got even more deranged once Aubrey was in jail. He started writing letters to Bailey, not just love letters or apologies, but actual coded messages filled with cryptic instructions. In one letter, he took full responsibility for the murder. In another, he told Bailey exactly what to say in court. He even outlined a plan he once had to make millions by creating snuff films, graphic videos of torture and death, claiming that no one was meant to get hurt, but clearly something went wrong. At one point, he insisted Sydney had agreed to be choked, that it was all consensual. But when investigators dug into the evidence, that claim crumbled. There was no video, no message, no agreement. In fact, Sydney's DNA wasn't found on any of the supposed kink gear they tried to present in court. No rope, no toys, nothing. What was found was far more damning. Her blood on a rubber glove and a pair of pants and pieces of electrical cord near her remains. The very same type Trail admitted he used to kill her. And yet, even in the face of all that, he continued to spin his fantasy. And when a key witness took the stand, Aubrey suddenly shouted, "Bailey is innocent! I curse all of you!" Right before the stunned courtroom, he pulled out a razor blade hidden in his sleeve and slashed his own throat. Blood sprayed. Chaos erupted. But he didn't die. He survived, strapped to a hospital bed. He then missed a portion of the trial following his injury due to his refusal to appear despite of insignificant injury. And the trials? They continued, coldly, as if his outburst were just a failed performance. July 2019. The jury took less than 3 hours to decide. Guilty of first-degree murder. Guilty of conspiracy to commit murder. Guilty of improper disposal of human remains, June 2021. Aubrey Trail was sentenced to death. Bailey Boswell, the self-proclaimed Queen Witch, was also found guilty on all charges. But one judge ruled that her actions didn't meet the threshold for exceptional depravity, so she received life in prison instead. After all, Aubrey, the self-proclaimed vampire, is now awaiting the day he'll pay with his own life. Bailey, the woman who lured through Tinder, will grow old behind bars. And Sydney, the girl who just wanted a night out like anyone else, never made it home.